Hello, it is Saturday, December 31st, 2011 at 3:36 p.m. Central Standard Time. I want to show you a couple of interesting things I'm finding on radar here. I've got IntelliCast opened on the left, and I've got College of DuPage opened on the right. And when I was looking at IntelliCast this morning, I noticed that once again, even though we're showing weather in certain parts of the country, when I turn on the weather view, well, first let's talk about the weather. The blue is snow, like this is snow up in here, and the pink is mixed, and then the green is rain. And as the greens get darker, that's just an increased amount of precipitation. And then you get into the yellows and the reds up here. And what I'm finding is when I turn on the weather view, what it says does not always match what the map says. When you move the map, here's a little X here, when you move it around, like right here it's on a green area, Ruver, Iowa, or Dollar, Iowa, they're getting broken clouds. And this isn't matching what this is saying. And if I go up here, northern Minnesota, even in the dark areas, well now it is, it's getting light snow, but it wasn't showing anything a little while ago. But here you get overcast. There were a couple little patches that showed up. This is saying overcast. This is saying light snow. Now when you get over here, again, overcast, overcast. And then right over here by, I think Duluth is right there. Scanlon, it says haze. And then even by Parker, South Dakota here, where it's got the yellow, which is, you know, up into the scale of rain, it should be a heavy rain. It's only showing overcast. And the same here in Volin, South Dakota. But when I go over here down by Nebraska, the readings are just fine. Here you're getting light snow. Well, there you're getting broken clouds, overcast, light snow. So more often it's the same. Not always though. Moderate rain. Yes, here we're getting some rain now in the green areas. Overcast. Moderate snow. I should be zooming in here so you can see better. I want to give you the overview though. See here, it's snow. That's good. So this is basically reading right for the most part. There's moderate rain. Except for that should be heavy rain, it's overcast. But up in this area, notice this hard edge here. This is what I call a HAARP ring or a frequency ring. And somehow the radars are getting frequencies. HAARP related, that's why I call it, you know, it's not necessarily HAARP doing it, but it's a HAARP type activity that they can change the frequencies. But Aberdeen right here has a Doppler, and that's that outer edge of the Doppler range. Well, it's not the edge of the range. The range goes further, but it's stopping where it shows up on radar for some reason. Because these overlap, like right here, Sioux Falls has a Doppler, and that should be filling in. See if I can get that right. That should be filling in, so you should not see a hard edge, except for we're not getting any readings here. I mean, this is scattered clouds when it should be mixed. Even in this darker green, it's scattered clouds. This bright orange, and actually there's a little red even in between there. Let's go zoom in. See right there, it's just overcast. So there's no weather happening, but we're getting this whole reading going on in certain areas. And what I found is, well, here you can see how here's an edge of a ring here, and that's a ring coming out of LaCrosse. LaCrosse has a Doppler station, and here it's showing heavy rain, but it's only got broken clouds showing up over here. And then Duluth has a ring also, which if you switch over to College of DuPage, you can see it. I'm going to go ahead and make this large. Here's the system down here that was reading fairly correctly, and here's the system up here that was not. And you can see right here in LaCrosse, I'm going to zoom in, that we're getting a frequency ring. And you can see it here in blue. right here. And this one was not as clear. Is it even showing now? There it is, right there. And then Marquette, which is like right in here, should be, yeah, here it is, right here is Marquette. It should be covering that you're not having an edge of the radar show up like that. And so where the readings are wrong, we're getting HAARP rings. And where the readings are accurate, I'm not seeing any HAARP rings in here. Let me zoom in. However, there is something else going on here that I want to talk about since we're here. See this beam coming out of Dodge City? Watch these little clouds that kind of come off the edge. Right here, see? It's like they're coming right off the edge of this beam here. Right off the end of it. And then we've got another cloud coming in, and it just disappears into the beam. Right here. Just goes away, it dissipates. Yet something's coming out of the end. I got a closer shot here for you. Let me get it started. Both of the radar shots go from 1832 to 2100 UTC. And then the visible satellite that I'm going to show you goes from 345 to 2045. But see how these are coming right off the edge of the right off the tip. This is the Doppler in Dodge City. See right there? And something else that I've noticed, and now just today as I looked at some of the NEXRAD loops. Here in Dodge City, does it show? Yes. Here's the Doppler in Dodge City. This is a turbine farm or wind farm, and this is a wind farm. And notice that the Doppler is situated right in line in between two wind farms. And I always thought that was kind of interesting because these would be lit up often like they are right now. And but I think it's significant. And here's this other cloud that's moving in, and it just disappears when it hits the beam or gets near it. I'm going to switch over the NEXRAD so that we can see what it looks like on the NEXRAD radar. Here's Dodge City right here. And right here you can push a loop. I'm going to zoom in. Yeah, once I zoom in though, it's kind of hard to do my controls, but I'm going to slow it down just a touch. But you can see this cloud coming in and then just disappearing. And then here's the two wind farms right here and here where it's white. The white's at the top of the scale here, you can see right here. And we can't see the things coming off the tip of the beam because it's off the screen here. But let's go look at, I want to show you up here in Aberdeen. It had a HAARP ring that was showing up near Sioux Falls right here. That's what you're seeing. I got that wrong when I was trying to explain it. It's the edge of the radar, but there's overlapping, other radars overlapping that you should not see a hard edge. But again, here we have, and I haven't checked this, but it appears to be two wind farms in line with the Doppler. I'm going to go. Yeah, let me slow it down. See, here's the Doppler, and here's a wind farm, and here's a wind farm, and that's located right in between them. One night I was watching radar where I live, and there was a little green cloud that appeared north of where I am, and there's a wind farm up there. And then a little green cloud appeared south of where I am, and boom, the transformer blew out, or the power went down. I heard a boom and the power went out. And I was right in between two wind farms that just showed up on radar, because these don't always show up like this. So there must be something in being located between the two of them. Well, of course, well, I don't know. I'll have to check it out more. Back on task. Let me show you Duluth up here because it had a HAARP ring. And this is precipitation mode when it's PR down here. And generally the colors are in the blue, and see the scale switches here. But when it switches to clear mode, you can see that something else shows up here, and it's different than what's up here because see the colors are more in the yellows, and these are more in the oranges and the reds. So whatever this is, it's different than what's going on up here. I've been seeing that a lot lately for some reason. And then let's look at LaCrosse too, because it had a HAARP ring. See right here? And the one we just looked at in Duluth should be overlapping that, or here's Minneapolis right here. So that should be, you know, you shouldn't be seeing this on the other radar. On this you do, because you're only seeing what's showing coming out of LaCrosse. But when they layer them, and again, we're not getting anything going over the center of the Doppler, except for Duluth had that explosion. And this is in the clear mode the whole time, which is kind of odd because we've got precipitation going all around here. Although actually when we went and looked at it on a telecast, it wasn't precipitation. So that's why it's not reading as precipitation, because it's not. Well, I don't think frequency can go in clouds that, well, okay. Trying to figure things out here. This is the visible satellite. And it goes, from 345 to 2045 UTC. So Duluth is up in here. LaCrosse is here. Dodge City, Kansas. And another thing, as I sit here, is when we're in the night mode here, and you're not going to be able to see it, but if you go pull up College of DuPage, depending on your monitor, there's a frequency coming out of St. Louis that's showing up. I'm pretty sure it's St. Louis. Concentric rings that are pulsing. And when I look at this, there's no clouds going in that area. And maybe you can see it, but I don't think so, because I can barely see it. But it's pulsing. And when you watch it, it centers in this area. So I probably gave you more questions than answers, but these are things as I find them. I pray that the Lord will reveal His truth to all of us. God bless you. Have a good day.